So this is one of the best pinball tables of all time. It is the Twilight Zone, voted by pinball players on the International Pinball Database as one of the greatest tables in terms of playability and design. It's an absolute masterpiece of fun. It's packed with features and one hell of a great thing to play. There's all sorts of things going on here. It's very well known for its ceramic Powerball feature, which is a lighter ball and because it's made of a ceramic material, it actually moves around the playfield a lot faster. Really adds to the action. It's white in colour as opposed to the normal steel balls that you have in the normal gameplay. We've also got this fantastic power field feature here, which sort of mimics the Twilight Zone sort of mysterious sort of features, as it were, and the ball is actually guided around the power field, and you actually play on magnets. So it's quite a quirky sort of wonderful feature about the table. You've got all the standard features, the gumball, the clock, and a lot of things going on as you actually really get into the gameplay. So very exciting thing to play. Now, going into the actual machine itself and the restoration, we go right the way through these machines, and when we buy them in, they come in as wrecks. We like to go through absolutely everything to bring them back to a grade A1 condition. In fact, we try to get them back to the condition they were when they came out of the factory and improve them. So we've added quite a few extra features to this, and probably the most notable thing that we've done here is we've LED lit it, which really sort of brings out the vibrant colours. We've taken has a bit of artistic license on the colours of the LEDs that we've used on the table, but you know, it really does bring all the features out and makes it a lot more exciting and pleasing to the eye. We've modified the clock, so and then that's been LED lit. So and we've also added a rocket feature to the table as well. So not a huge amount of mods to it. We've just sort of done a few just to enhance what we think brings the game on a little bit and just makes it a little bit more exciting. One of the great new features of the table, which never wasn't available when it was manufactured, is a colour DMD. So this is something we've done, and here what we've done is we've actually set the DMD to black and white, and this is in line with what our client wants, how he wants it. But this one could actually be colour or black and white, but it's very, very sharp, and it's actually an LCD screen as opposed to the original DMD. And then going into the actual cabinet itself, so we've taken everything out of it, stripped the playfield back to taking all the toys off the table itself, taking it back to a bare piece of wood with the artwork on it, and then rebuilt the whole thing back up from scratch. That involves getting the loom out, going right the way through that, checking that there are no breaks in any of the wires. If there are, then those are obviously replaced. A very painstaking and time-consuming thing to do, but it's the only way that you are ever going to get a table that's 100% reliable. I mean, the machine was made in 1993, so we're more than 20, well, coming up to 25 years old. So it really does require a thorough sort of nut and bolt and inspection. So everything is checked off in detail. And then when we go into the actual, all the parts on the playfield, these are all individually stripped and cleaned. Anything with any breakages is replaced. We were, as I say, we're trying to get the thing back to brand new. All the metal parts, we go over those with fine abrasive cloth and strip those back. Any corrosion, and as I said, anything that needs to be replaced, we do it. Of course, the flipper cores are replaced as standard, and the rubbers. I mean, it goes without saying. This is more than a cursory checklist. This is a complete renovation. And then the actual cabinet itself. So what we've done with this is actually a wooden cabinet. So get the cabinet back into the wood shop, and then we take it back to the bare wood. And obviously you get some dinks and dents that it's picked up throughout its history. A lot of these have been actually used in commercial bars and moved around on trucks where they've got a bit bashed here and there. And so we fill any of those dents in, so you get a perfectly smooth surface, and that's all sanded down by hand. And then we put an undercoat on it, let that dry, and then the top coat. And the reason we do that is when we remake all this artwork, that will then seamlessly apply onto there, so you don't get any bubbling or popping or sort of anything that's slightly out of line. So we really are trying to keep a very close eye on the standards that we're doing the restoration to. So we're going right the way through, trying to get that perfect finish on the table. And then just to sort of finish that cabinet off, we've got these lovely side rails. They're new, lovely new lock bar. And then on the inside of the table, you see that you have these mirrors that are running up along the inside. We just add that to give it a bit more sort of reflectivity and just sort of bring the light out in the table. So, complete thorough restoration. We always check all the boards, all the circuit boards in there, go through those by hand, checking those for dry joints. And as standard, the batteries that hold the memory on the table, we take those, we wire those off the main board, so they can't indeed leak and cause any damage in the future. So sort of future-proofing it and looking at the life of this table, and how it can be kept in the optimum condition. Other things that we do on the table as well, obviously new flipper buttons. It's had a new coin door here on the front, and brand new keys in there. And then going back to the cabinet, that's all completely painted right the way through on the inside. So when you flip this playfield up and look inside, it's just like on a classic car or something like that. You do have the perfect sort of finish in there, so as good as on the inside as it is on the out. We've got new legs on the table, new leg bolts, and then we do protectors as well. So behind here, behind where the leg joins the cabinet, we put these protectors on, and that's so when the leg clamps onto the artwork, there's no damage and it can't leave any nasty marks or anything like that if it's ever transported. So as I say, we're just trying to present it as a brand new, top of its game pinball table. Now these tables are, we're so confident with what we do to them. These tables are sold out with a 1-year parts and labour warranty on site, and that's very key to what we do. That literally means you get any problems with it in the first year, pick up the phone and we send an engineer out to fix it. For international clients, we sell a lot of these. I mean, recently we've sent these as far as Australia, but quite often we send these into Europe or Channel Islands. And what we say to our clients there is that once the 1-year parts and labour warranty is valid, we just need a contribution to our travelling costs. So that's how we do it. And most of the time we don't ever have to sort of follow up on that, but that guarantees there just in case. It's also backed up after that by a service contract, and you can indeed take out a service contract with us, and that covers the labour and the travelling, so that's a good system that we run, whereby an engineer can come out once or twice a year depending on use and go right the way through the table, service it, clean it, keep it in the optimum condition and keep it in the sort of fabulous condition that this one is at the moment. We're probably restoring of Twilight Zones anything up to about half a dozen a year, along with other great titles like Addams Families and some of the older stuff as well. We do stuff like Rolling Stones and Evel Knievel, Captain Fantastic. So it's very much in our blood, and you know, we've been dealing in pinball tables since 1962. So it's a long tradition that goes back into the last century, and something we're really passionate about. So if you'd like to come and see one, we've often got one either in restoration, or we've got one on the shop floor. We generally have up to sort of 20 pinball tables on display at any one time. But please come down to the Games Room Company and have a go. Thank you very much for listening to my video. Thanks.